Hey guys, so I'm about to start making my lawn. I'm going to be doing two series for the lawn. One is kind of like Let's Play Musa, where I just play a lawn and give my thoughts on lawn, and the other is going to be not so much a series, but just general guides on the lawn. So let's get started. Where is she? There she is, top right. What a great position. She's such a cool character, honestly. Like, I really wish there was a male version of her. I know we're supposed to be getting male ranger, but that's probably not for another, like, 6 months, given Pearl Abyss's track record. Don't really care about the color. Let's go with a bright pink. Alright, so she's clearly going to be Asian no matter what I do. But we can make her super pale. Change the nose a bit. Alright, don't want to bore you guys too much with character creation. Bless me. And for the eyes, pupil will be black. We won't make the iris huge. There's gotta be some, like, Black Desert has so many nice character creation options, but green eyes, they really kind of fall short with, I'll be honest. Let's go to the lens, make it a bit more opaque. Those eyes kind of look creepy if I'm being honest. Make the pupil a bit bigger. There we go. She's a little high now, but... Alright, that's probably good enough. And let's just name her. What should I name her? Alright. Kisra, so the people that want to call me my name by shorthand are telling me to kill myself. And let's, good. She's not the best looking character, but she looks fine. So let's connect. We're gonna skip past most of the tutorial stuff. I do not have weapons and stuff available for her, so I will have to jump on my Musa and give the accessories and stuff over to my lawn. But it's fine. We're gonna skip that. We'll do the tutorial just because I found sometimes if I try to skip the tutorial it bugs out. Just, I love her weapons. Her weapons are really cool to look at. Alright, let's wobble around. Do that weird little sprint. And there we go. Oh, that's cool. Alrighty. Minimap, blah blah blah. Let's see if I can experiment while I play. So that's her auto attack. Fairly standard. And if I move forward, she does this auto attack. And if I move backwards, she does that. It's pretty cool. So I'm sure that I'll unlock more skills as I go along. For now, let's put away her weapons. Luckily, the beginning tutorials aren't too difficult. We'll just go along until we hit the weirdo dude on the beach. That big goblin, I want to say it's Red Nose. It's on the beach. Quest. So I gotta say, the aesthetics of Lahn are amazing. I love the sword and sort of long chain thing combo. Really cool. Not sure how big of a fan I am of some of the other choices, but for sure, for now, Lahn is pretty cool. It's honestly such a shame that, I went over here. The Black Desert makes rerolling so hard. Like, yes, it makes it easy for armor and accessories, but getting, for example, Dandelion and all that stuff is really difficult for different classes. I've only got my Dandy on 2 classes. I've got Zarek on a few more. Alrighty, so. Yeah, so here's that SLMB. Alright, Shift LMB and RMB. Alright, pretty easy. As always, since the tutorial after all. One grass beetle and... oh, no, that was a bee. There you go, 2 grass beetles. Use that to get above fences. That's pretty cool. Wonder if that's useful in Node Wars. I wonder if I can use that to go over barricades. I'll have to check that out. I just got back from Boston a couple hours ago, and I instantly fell asleep because I didn't actually go to sleep. We had a very early flight. So I kind of slept through my guild's Node War. But it is what it is. It really sucked not being able to play games while I was in Boston. Like the only computer we had was a bad laptop. Die, you stupid foxes. Need to hurry up and go to Heidel so I can grab my Moose's gear. Or at least the accessories and stuff, you know. Ay, stupid chat. Honestly, let me quickly, there we go, no chat. What do I need to kill the wolves? 1 wolf, 2 wolf, 3 wolf. Nice and simple. What? I didn't get bitten. I one-shot them all. Stupid black spirit. Oh, okay. Okay, there's how you do it. Nice. Okay, that is really cool to do, honestly. Really makes me feel like I'm in a wushu game or something like that. Alright, I think I killed everything I need to kill. Should I have my pets out, I suppose? Probably. rebar shoes. +5 rebar shoes. The rating enhancements, it's really nice. I'm really glad they decided to keep it in the game, as it makes it a lot easier for newer players. Obviously, it could be better. But I mean, everything could be better, right? It will be interesting to see how they're going to change the enhancement system they've been talking about. Like, the enhancement system, people try to defend it, but I find that a lot of Black Desert players are very much the sort of got mine thing. So for those of you wondering how I'm doing that, it's you just hold shift running forward while sprinting, and then you jump. And right click seems to be just the, if you want to one-shot most things. I don't have good gear. I don't have any gear at all, really. Yeah, that's... Just die. Yeah, I put in all this hard work for mine, so you should put hard work in for yours. And I totally get it, right? Like, you do a lot of work trying to get your cool items, to get all that stuff, and then they make the game easier. I know it's not quite as bad, but when I started, I bought a duo Asula necklace that I still have. For 120 million silver, something like that, 130 million. And then the next week, well, this wasn't when I started, this was like a couple months after. And then the next week, the Asula set came out, right? So the duo Schultz necklace has plummeted in value. It's like a tenth of what I originally paid for it. And back then, that was like my entire fortune. 130 million, that was a lot of silver. This was back in the days when like 10 million silver was the most you were going to earn by grinding if you weren't able to grind Sausons. So that was like a bit of a kick in the teeth. But at the same time, like, the Asula set's so good, right? But of course, I had just barely progressed past where I needed the Asula set, so I didn't bother farming it because I didn't need it. And I really feel that they do need to make the game easier to get into. Not easier, like, I don't really like all the changes they're making to PvP, like making crowd control much more RNG. But I mean, like, easier to get geared so you can get to endgame. Then it should be a matter of skill for PvP, not a matter of, I've got 50 extra gear score, so you're going to get wrecked. But that's really just my opinion. A lot of people disagree with me, so like, a lot of people think that there should be games like Black Desert where it's stupidly difficult to get to endgame. Which, I mean, my problem with that is really that most of those games are PvE focused. Black Desert, yes, there's PvE. There's higher tier grinding spots that most players can't do, like Giffen there, or History, I suppose. There's a few decent PvE stuff, but Black Desert is not a PvE game, not in the least. Black Desert is PvP endgame, and there's no gear cap or anything for PvP endgame. You just infinitely get stronger. So in a game where PvE is the only endgame, I can see it's not a bad idea for there to be a game where you keep unlocking PvE content the higher up you go, even if the content is literally just a reskin monster with more defenses that you've got to kill. At least it's something, I suppose. And you can watch the numbers tick up. And who doesn't like watching numbers tick up, right? That's why you play those clicker games. But and so in a PvE game, it doesn't really affect much because players, they're going to do the same thing no matter what. And they're only really competing for higher levels and stuff. They're not competing to try and kill each other. But in a PvP game, having the endless grind for armor and weapons and getting exponentially stronger as you get more powerful rather than linear. Really, I don't feel it should take as long as it does in Black Desert to get to endgame PvP. And not endgame PvP, you'll get accepted to a guild but you're going to be cannon fodder, but actually, you know, make a difference on the battlefield endgame PvP. But anyway, so this is more about Lahn. So far, I'm liking Lahn. Her cooldowns, from what I can tell, are... do I talk to him? Yeah, I do. From what I can tell, her cooldowns are fairly long. Maybe if I level up, then the cooldowns will get a bit shorter. But for now, they seem fairly long. Do that. So let's look at our skills, actually. So I've got the sideways thing. Don't think I need to care about that. Blade dance, or R&B. That seems fairly decent. Dismemberment, as well as Catasitum? I don't know. Let's see. R&B after Blade Dance for Blade of Blood once I get level 20. That's a backwards dodge. Shift down. Where's our shift up? Furious Chase. Super Armor. This seems like a taunt, honestly, which is interesting. So there's a few decent looking skills. I love flows for kicks, honestly. They always feel so nice to use, even if they're not good. So this right here is her, that really cool long range dash. So definitely going to want to max that out. 35-second cooldown though. 15 seconds for Nimbus Strike 3. And if I use F during Nimbus Strike, guess I don't have it yet. Maybe I've got to level up a bit. I don't know. What I really want to do is hurry up and go get my items. Well, there's the mature tree spirit's dead. I don't have knowledge of gray boars, really. We'll just auto attack them to death. I don't need to. That was a pretty cool move. So that was her space right there. That kind of X attack. If you just use it during normal attacks, you can... And you can cancel anything with that space, it seems. So you can cancel out of her auto attack, which is fairly weak, into that, which is pretty cool. Alright, there we go. And we'll just finish this little quest line. And we can go to Heidel and start actually leveling up. Not that, I'm not leveling up right now, but I'll level up a lot faster once I've got some decent accessories and AP. It's a shame there's probably not very many Crescent Pendulums or Noble Swords on the market. Let's see if there is. Stid and Ain, which no one cares about. And I could make myself a Stid, but I'm not gonna make a Stid Crescent Pendulum or an Ain. Let's see if there's any in special deals. There's a Seleth and a Callus. Neither of those are good though. We're looking for like decent ones, Oh, there's a Laverto. Not gonna buy a Laverto Crescent Pendulum. Bears. Oh, Rosar. That's the one I'm looking for. A +7 Laverto, +9 Bears. Don't care about Uria. Do care about Kreia though. What about like an Elsh? Oh yeah, there's some Elsh too. Alrighty, let's see if I win any of these. So what I care about most is that Rosar one. Got it. Nice. Alright, got the Roser. And I'll also go for the bears one. Nice, okay. That gives me, at the very least, a weapon. We'll keep the Roser one for now. I don't have a Zarka box for her, so I'm not gonna make her a Zarka. Especially because I'm still probably gonna keep playing Musa over her. Probably? I don't know. She's a lot of fun. But I mean, my Dark Knight's a lot of fun too. And if I was gonna keep playing a female character, I'd probably just stick to my Dark Knight, who already has weight and well, pretty much everything I want on her, you know? Her animations are smooth, I will say that. For all the bad things Prohibitus does, their game is beautiful, and the combat and like the animations are so smooth. Like, seriously. A few of the older classes could use some better animations. The animations are smooth, it's just they're clunky. But like newer classes such as Striker, who was most? Mystic, Dark Knight, Lahn, they are so smooth in how their animations work. There we go, we've got some decent AP now. Alrighty, and let's use that Imp Captain scroll. Her mobility, though, is off the charts, I gotta say. If they would make re-rolling in this game easier, like, just give us a cash shop item or something, you know, 20 bucks, and you can re-roll your weapons. Even if it's 20 bucks for one weapon, people would still do it. Because that's how difficult it is to get high-tier weapons in this game. Oh. Trying to think of what the follow-up would be to that backwards shift, this. So yeah, I'm still definitely trying to learn how to play her. Suppose I should register her weapons for on the marketplace. Yeah, I can do that once I get into Velia. Yeah, so she's a lot of fun so far. I'll definitely say that. But I mean, most classes in Black Desert, just for combat, are a lot of fun. There's no denying that Black Desert makes combat for classes really nice, really smooth. Is that the Elsh? Yeah, I got a Roser. I've got an Elsh now. I'll probably sell the Elsh, honestly. We'll keep them in there for now. Most of the stuff I should probably just sell, you know? Sell all this because I'm about to go get the stuff from my main and, one of my mains and bring it over. This we can just throw away. Alrighty. So we'll just head over to Heidel. Don't want to buy a house. Oh, and I don't care about Dandelion Crescent Blade because I have a Dandelion Crescent Blade. So let's see, are there any decent notifications while I'm here? Doesn't look like it. Alright, main weapon, Crescent Pendulum. 432 million is the current pre-order for Zarka Pendulums. Have tries already gone through? What? People have already sold Tri Crescent Pendulums? That's actually insane. And of course, no one's sold a pen yet. And for her sub-weapon... people have already sold a Kutum. That's pretty interesting. Crow Noble, that looks like... That would probably be her normal one, I guess. Yeah, so Ultimate Ascending. So Ascending seems to be her Sayernot equivalent, or Vengert's. Crow Noble seems to be her AP. Bit on those. I don't really think I need to put an alert for it. I'll just bid on these when they come available. So I mean, so far, she's a lot of fun, but just being fun isn't really enough. She also has to be... Well, we also have to see her awakening for sure. But pre-awakening, her cooldowns, I'm going to say, are a little long so far. Obviously, I'm low level, and they'll reduce cooldowns as I level up. And a lot of her stuff seems to be able to be used off cooldown. Didn't get a single one. Let's see if I can win one of them off the buy phase. Any second now. Oh, more like 10 seconds. Wow. Alrighty. And don't really feel the need to do any more quests. So let's head off to Idle. Might as well claim my guild pay. I don't really claim my guild pay very often, but I'm going to claim my guild pay today. I haven't played in, let's see, today's Wednesday, and it's Wednesday night, so I haven't played since Monday night? So yeah, I guess 9 days. That's pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, 9 days is a decent amount of time. That pays pretty much exactly for this Bear's Pendulum here. And then I'll get a bunch more AP from slotting in my accessories. Don't know how much AP my accessories give me. About 50, I guess. 45, 50. So I'll hit about 100 AP, just under. 90 AP? Yeah, about 90 AP. And I'll of course have a decent amount of DP, so that's not really anything to worry about. And I'll be using Beg's Gloves, so I'll have accuracy to actually hit high level monsters. So yeah. So let's look at our skills while we're running. So where was I? We were down here, I want to say. So Nimbus Stride. That's pretty cool. Sulp Uri Purge? Reminds me of Walpurgis Night? I don't know how to say it. Alright, so you gotta land first, and then press F? Alright, it seems you can just use it during F. Oh, it's because, okay. So if you're in midair, you can dismount automatically using shift and left or right. And then these are the equivalent of strikers kind of Q moves, where you kind of land. Oops. Alright, let's see that. She doesn't really have any flows going off it though, which is a shame. Play at level 22 or higher, which shouldn't be too long. Alright, what about it down here? Okay, that's cool. Down F. And then R and B. What's Soul Ascent? So she's got a few cool flows over here, honestly. Like some really nice ones. Coax. So yeah, I should definitely get some practice in here. Let's see, 6-second cooldown for that, 12 seconds for that, 7 seconds for that. And does it go down? Yeah, it goes down by 1 second with each of the upgrades. So she's got quite a few really cool skills here. Okay, so forward F is what you want to use. To kind of get back in after the backwards dash. Let me just switch to my Musa quickly. Wonder if this is just going to sit here. This try-dandy. Because I'm sure a lot of people are selling their weapons today to kind of finance their Lahn's gear. Which I totally get, but that's what I was saying earlier about Black Desert and alts. They make it really difficult because you need pretty much 2 to 3 billion in order to properly raise an alt. To a decent soft cap level, right? Like we're talking the good stuff. That was actually sold through pre-order. Wonder how much it sold for in the pre-order. Alright, so don't know why I have that. Uh, 116 of 120. Ben shows now. I should sell this. That should give me enough space to put things in. Is that everything? That should be everything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's everything. Should probably take one other item out. Take out those shoes. My one koi. I keep the koi in there to remind me of how beneficial koi was to me. Kois are good things. I like kois. Alright, switch over to Kisria. Kisria. So now leveling is going to go a lot faster. Like, if I really wanted to super fast level, I would have just had all the stuff ready for her at the Alvia storage. But I did kind of want to see which of her skills did a little better damage, which were good, if the auto attack did any real damage. As that is a little hard to test once you have over almost 100 AP at level 20-ish. Oh, I need to grab the Oscula. Oops, nope. I still got the Oscula necklace in there, don't I? There it is. Or not necklace, Crimson Eye earring. So yeah, 98 AP and 250 DP. Is that what Giat's helmet looks like? I look like such a barbarian. No wonder people prefer griffins. Do I have a horse in the stable here that I can take out, or am I going to need to? Tier 3. I'm not really sure I want to use a tier 3. Are there any like high tier horses? Got some tier 8s. Only one page of tier 8s. None of them seem to have anything good. Sprint. Charge. That's it. Sprint drift. See, I like sprint, honestly. Oh, this one's already trained too. Sprint. I don't know what Start Excel does. I'm tempted to just buy this one. I've got some money in the storage. Yeah, let's just do it. Creed. Good name for it too. Alright. My Lahn's a princess. For her birthday, she gets a pony. A tier 8 pony. It probably needs a saddle, eh? Oh, Zarka Crescent Pendulum has been registered to the marketplace. There's going to be so many people bidding on that, I'm not even going to bother. I'll just wait to see if I can snipe one later on. I probably could win a pre-order for it, if I hadn't just bought this horse. But a bunch of stuff that it's not going to sell. No point spending over 400 million on an item when I could, for the same price, I could win a try. Oh, 2 of them got registered. Nice. Alright, we're just looking for a saddle, I want to say. Weird that they're all sold out of saddles. Oh, come on. Fine, I'll buy a combat saddle. Jeez. Barding. Stirrups. Why are there only plus 10s available? What? Why are there normal horseshoes? Do I need a normal horseshoe? Not sure I do. So 3 were registered, 1 was sold through pre-order. Let's see what it sold for. This is one of the few days that Laverto actually does well in terms of selling. So yeah, 450 million is the current price. So if I register my pre-order, I could probably win one. But I mean, then I won't have any money to enhance it. And like I said, I'm not even sure I want to play Lahn going forward. Wow, that is a lot being registered. What the... You can see people are starting to one-up each other by a few million. So 465 would probably win the next one guaranteed. If anyone's rich and really wants their Zarka. Alright, Creed. I'm trying to remember how to... It's like this. Nope. Nope. It's been a while since I last had to, maybe it's like this. Nope. Oh, this should be it. Item cannot be used in your current state. Well, what if I dismount then? This should allow me to sprint if I'm not wrong. Yeah, there we go. Much faster. Yeah, you can see that the little desync as the game tries to load things for me. Whoops, I don't know what I want to do. She keeps like taking them out and putting them back. What are you trying to do, Lahn? This is the best horse I've ever owned. Alright, so suppose I should activate the Alright, I actually kind of want to know what the Trizarca blade sold for. Just because that's an item I need for my Musa. I have a Zarka for my Musa. It's just... I hate enhancing. One of these days I'll just go on an enhancing spree. But at the same time, I might just stay lazy. and not enhance. I've got like 2 billion silver worth of enhancement materials in my storage in Velia. So yeah. But yeah, so plus 15 items. Going way back in the conversation as I just slowly level the Lahn and get some skill points and passives and stuff. Plus 15 items, what I really would like to see is for plus 15 to become the new baseline. Don't even, like the rating enhancement, it's fine, but just make plus 15 the new baseline and you get all gear at plus 15. Like, there's no point keeping plus 15 anymore with how easy it is for anyone, even a totally new player, to just be outfitted in full plus 15 by the end of their first day playing. So instead of keeping plus 15, especially because plus 15 is one of the biggest problems for boss gear, right? My problem with boss gear is not getting it pry, duo, or try. Obviously, tet is still a problem, but try, it's annoying, but not the end of the world. The problem is getting it to plus 15, because while getting items to pry, duo, and try, the problem is the amount of sharps and hards you have. The problem with getting items to plus 15, especially boss gear, isn't the number of sharps and hards you have. It's not the number of blackstones. It's the amount of memory fragments you have. And I feel that's the reason they refuse to change that. They want people to keep making boss gear plus 15 so that people keep buying artisans' memories. And that's my little pet theory about it. But I really feel it's about time that they consider changing, because everyone talks about how they don't want the game to be World of Warcraft or anything like that. They don't want gear treadmill. But the gear treadmill in this game isn't so much a gear treadmill as it is the gear marathon, as everyone has probably heard about how the game's a marathon, not a sprint, blah, blah, blah. Huh, why did it go back? Why did it open my chat again? Should my chat be closed? No, the problem is that it's not a marathon in the traditional sense. Like, it's not the gear treadmill. Everyone's on the gear treadmill, and it doesn't matter where you get on, as long as you go, as long as you're playing, you don't have to worry about any of the distance already ran, except for like the most recent things. If there's a new patch, there's a new dungeon, you don't need to worry about anything except that new dungeon and probably 2 or 3 dungeons before it, which you can easily run either with other people or by yourself with the welfare gear they'll give you, which will allow you to run that new dungeon in a couple days to a few weeks if you're a little slow. In Black Desert, not only is it a marathon, you still have to run the entirety of the marathon that everyone else ran. And Black Desert players seem to delight in this. They're like, everyone should have to run this marathon. I ran it, you have to run it, and it's been made easier, so you shouldn't have to worry. But while it's been made easier, they're still advancing in the marathon, right? Like, just because the initial parts, the easy parts, were made easier, doesn't mean that the hard part is going to be any less easy, or less hard rather. And it doesn't really mean that, that was weird. I kind of got stuck against that tree, I think, but I wasn't at the tree yet. Oh well. I'm level 19 now, so I guess I should head over to the monastery. 25, yeah. Let's go back to my horse, and then we'll activate the experience buff. And see... first, let's check out the Zarkas again. The 2 Tri-Zarkas sold. Someone got lucky and just got it for normal price. Whoever did that is a super lucky person. Alright, yeah, so 465 million pre-order would have totally won it. Yeah, I'm right. Blades are the same thing. Oh, Tri-Zarka pre-order blade price is only 600 mil. That's not bad. I could pay that. But yeah, so the marathon, yeah. And it's kind of like they want you to have to run the marathon while they're still running the marathon. So they keep getting further and further ahead. And yes, there's parts that they're going to get stuck on as they hit the RNG wall of TED accessories and above and pen, whatchamacallits. What are they? Pen weapons and armor. But they're still advancing on it. They're still making tons of silver. And it's really just not a nice place for new players. Like, if you started playing today and you played Lahn, obviously you're going to have a lot of fun. Lahn, so far, it's hugely fun. Like, she's a really cool character. Her cooldowns, I'm noticing a lot that her cooldowns are a little restrictive. She doesn't do great damage if she uses skills off cooldown, as I'm sure a few people have noticed. On cooldown, that are on cooldown. And the cooldowns themselves take a little while to go up. So yeah. For anyone wondering, a good trick if you really want a Zarka, if you're patient, is... Oh yeah, there's a lot of other lawns here, aren't there? I can't PvP here though, because... I'm below level 50. Yeah. But yeah, it's just... It's not a nice thing. But yeah, so cooldowns. She definitely relies on them to do damage. They are very cool cooldowns, thankfully. So yeah, so you use... Actually, I'll go down the mountain. I'll leave them up here. You can use, when you're in a little trouble, backwards shift into backwards F, and then just kind of hold F for another part of the combo. All right, so let me activate that experience buff. She does use a decent amount of stamina. I'm not sure if it's just because my breath is low, or if it's because she actually uses quite a bit of stamina. I don't think Nimbus Stride's all that amazing. LMB, RMB, oh, that's pretty cool. Don't know why there's not a Shift Q option for it, but... Well, that seems like it takes forever, but it looks pretty sweet. Wind Orchid. Alrighty, Crescent Brew. So we'll just put points in down F for now, as I feel that's a pretty cool skill. Interesting, the required level for Flow Nimbus Stride is 22, but the required level for the one before it is 36. It's a little weird. But it is what it is. So yeah, that LMB RMB that I just used, that's a pretty cool skill as well. It's that one right there. She kind of just twirls around and murders everything. Yeah, her skills look amazing. Like, no denying. Her skills are absolutely beautiful to watch. Like, she is a wonderful fighter to watch. DPS like every other class in the game, but yeah, really, I'm really liking this character. She's cool. I was very tempted to do some sort of Lahn pun on the name. Obvious ones being stuff such as lawnmower, laundry day, lawn care. But in the end, I decided that I'm probably going to play her as an actual character at some point. It'll depend on her awakening. Her awakening is really cool from what I've seen, but I want to see how it plays first. Because there's some awakenings that you look at and you go, oh, that awakening is perfect for me. And then it sucks. And there's other awakenings that you look at and you go, oh, I hate the look of that awakening. And then you play them and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. For me, that was Striker Awakening. Striker's Awakening was... I don't really like the concept of the Echo Spirit. Like, I get it, but I don't like the concept. But in practice, it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. But yeah, Lahn, not really too sure what to think about her. She definitely has high cooldowns. She's mobile, but it's a burst mobility. It's almost kind of like Wizard and Witch mobility, where as long as she has the cooldowns up, she's really mobile. But then if the cooldowns aren't up, she's actually pretty much a sitting duck. So it's interesting. Of course, unlike Wizard and Witch, Lahn's actually good at melee combat, or melee combat, I suppose. So I don't really need to worry about people getting up in my grill, I suppose. As Lahn. That's something I kind of want, unless it's like a striker or something. In which case, do not want. Let's go back to edit UI. Don't know why it switched. Maybe it's because when I hit level 15, it changed the UI back to the defaults. Because when you hit level 15, you unlock the day-night cycle, regardless of if you've done the quest for it. But who knows? I wonder how much those +7 Zarkas for Lahn are selling for. Let's find out, actually. Find out what Lahn's stuff is selling for on this first day. Alright, so Zarka, last one wasn't actually a pre-order. So yeah, +7 selling for pretty much the exact same as the normal. About 450 mil. Which is a little absurd for a Zarka, but because it's release day, you can see why. She's got a pretty nice AoE, I will say that. Her AoEs, they're not like Meiwa, where she's got sort of a frontal cone AoE. They're pretty all around her. And if they are frontal cone, they're very wide frontal cone AoEs, which is helpful. Am I high enough level to head over there yet? No, probably not. Once I hit 27, I guess I'll head over to the next area. Yeah, there's a lot of people leveling their lawns today, so leveling is a little slower than normal. On the plus side, now that I can actually hit these guys, I'm doing good damage to them again. One-shotting them. As I should with 100 AP in a Calpheon zone. The only things I don't think I might one-shot at this point with 100 AP in Calpheon would be like Manshaws and Giants. Oh, no, I suppose anything past Manshaws. Treants, Rutums. Cultists. I really hate cultists, to be honest. The AoE for Nimbus Step isn't actually that huge. I was actually thinking it was probably going to be a bit wider. but it's actually pretty small. Probably to prevent Lahns from being able to Nimbus step into combat in PvP, like a Node War, and just murder everyone. So the ideal for anyone that wants to play Lahn is that all these people buying their Zarkas right now for buttloads of money get tired of Lahn, go back to their main, and sell the Zarka for... enhance the Zarka to try, and then sell it. And then you get to just, ideally, just buy it in buy phase. Alright, there we go. Let's head back to my horse. That's the ideal for anyone that wants to play Lahn. Even better, Tet, but I mean, the amount of people that want to play Lahn and can't afford a Zark on the first day and can't afford a Tet are pretty small. So, Lahn starter package. Ooh, what's in here? What's the Lahn's first outfit look like, I wonder? I'll be honest, I'm not super impressed with this outfit. I mean, yes, it's obviously a nice traditional Asian dress type thing that's been made a little sluttier. But at least she looks cute in a maid dress. Of course, right now she just looks like an Asian version of my Dark Knight, but that's... The shark suit looks pretty good. She'd look good in a very sort of traditional British type outfit, like a British officer outfit. Remove the shark head. Is it possible to do it without showing the shark head? All right, let's take you up to the refugee camp next. 7 levels early, but I mean, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. This is why you stack accuracy if you want to level. So this horse isn't like amazing, but it's a tier 8, which I've wanted for a while. Before this, my best was a tier 6 untrained. So this one I purchased because it was already trained. Mount some damage. Oh no, not my mount. Whatever will I do? Guess I'll die. But yeah, so I finally got a tier 8. Handles like a dream, moves like a dream. Freaking love having T8s. This is my first one, so I mean, you know. Anecdotal evidence, 100% of T8s are amazing. Or at least, you know, way better than what I had. Obviously, if I'd gotten one with Drift Instant Excel, it'd probably be better. But if I'm being honest, I'm a very lazy person. I don't want to have to do that to get there a bit faster. I am totally willing to just press shift once and go at maximum speed. Oh, 80% of maximum speed, I suppose. Plus, this horse looks pretty good. It's not a bad looking horse. Obviously, I'd love a dream horse, but I don't actually have 38 billion or whatever that Black Nightmare Arduino sold for. That auction house, like, that's another way they could easily inject boss armors and stuff into the game, the auction house. Have, like, try Zarka for each class and a try Dandy for each class go up for sale once a week on that Imperial auction house. Have boxes go up for sale. All that stuff like that. But at the same time, they want people to enhance boss gear from nothing. They want them to buy them from the night vendor. They want them to get them from just doing the boss normally. So that people have to enhance them with memory fragments. That is their overall goal. So Lahn's first outfit, not too impressed. She will probably get a bunch of the cookie cutter outfits for females. Animos, that one that's basically like a pair of towels, one on the front, one on the back. That one's not Animos. What is it? A Dark Knight has it too. You'd think I would know. Whatever. That golden one. There's quite a few. If I just press F3, I can look at them all. Go to Maywood to look at them. Yeah, Crown Eagle, Rakshande, Kibelius. Let's see if there's any. Here's Animos from Maywa. Acregard. Atanis. Oh, Lara Sen is usually like the first one most classes get. Does Lahn have it yet? I doubt it. I think Lahn probably only has the Orchid Fall for now. Yep, just Orchid Fall for outfit. Poor Lahn. Only the one outfit to keep her warm. All these knights here. This horse turns really nicely while sprinting. Like most horses that I've had while sprinting, like T6s and below, don't turn super well. This one turns like a dream. I really wish I could like bring the marketplace out and put it on a second monitor so I could just bid on Zarkas without having to clutter the screen up with the marketplace bidding interface. But that's just, you know, another quality of life change. Let's see how long it takes me to kill just one. Not too bad. And they're good. They give pretty good XP. So using multi-hit skills is probably the best way to kill high-level monsters as a low level. Just because multi-hit skills, any of the hits will kill. As long as you have the AP to do it. If you don't have the AP to do it, and then you probably don't have the accuracy either, so you shouldn't be doing it no matter what. But yeah, the multi-hit skills, as long as even one hit hits, then you're going to do it. That's pretty much how it works. Oh my god, Wizard, would you die? There you go. And the nice thing is, your killing speed gets faster and faster as you level up. Not because of extra skill points, which I should probably start putting into my skills. Down F. Oh, that is a cool flow. But because as you level, you get more accuracy, and the level difference between you and the monsters drops. So you hit more. Which means you kill faster, which means you get more XP. As you can see, I'm about to hit another level as well. Not once I kill this dwarf, but pretty soon after. I can just kill a few. There we go. There's one level. Now I'll start to kill even faster. Yeah, so Lahn, she definitely has cooldowns. Like all classes. That's kind of a redundant thing to say. It's up there with, if you kill them, they die. But her cooldowns, they're fairly lengthy. But I feel she's one of those classes that the more skill points you get, and the more you know her kit, the better she'll do. Like, if you get to 1500 plus skill points, and you've got absolute skills plus awakened skills, and you know how to use your kit as Lahn, you'll probably do a lot better than you would on certain other classes with 1500 skill points that only use a few skills. Just because while her cooldowns are fairly long, she seems to be fairly heavily rewarded for using them. And it's always nice to be rewarded for using your cooldowns because it means you can burst someone down. And burst is a very fun playstyle in most games for the person using the burst. Same reason high level players like being able to stomp on noobs. Because when you're the one using the stupidly high damage and one-shotting people. See if I can party with this chick. No. She doesn't want to. Playing on release day is always a little bit of a hassle, just because you've got to compete with everyone else playing on release day. It's usually one of the busiest days in months for the game, as people that haven't played for a while come back to try out the new class. They come back to finish all the new events that happen when the class comes out. So I probably should have come here at like level 30. Just because on release day, it's hard for me to have enough packs to sustain proper leveling speed. But I don't really mind. She's got some very cool skills. Like, using her skills feels great. Especially when they hit, you know? Honestly, I should probably get her an accuracy offhand, but offhands just in general are kind of in short supply for Lahn right now. I'm just glad Rosar doesn't have like a 10 million silver pre-order on it. Honestly, this is one of the reasons I really wish we had trading in Black Desert. If you could like advertise that you wanted to buy a Lahn upgraded Zarka for, I don't know, 1 billion silver, and didn't have to use the stupid pre-order system, it'd be so much better. Of course, then you'd also have to contend with the gold sellers, because you just know that they'd be there in force. Being like, hey, selling fully upgraded Lahn gear, only $24.99 or whatever they want to say, $9.99 for Lahn power leveling services. Which, I mean, they still have Lahn power leveling services, but you got to give them your account info. And if you do that, quite a lot of them are just going to steal your account and sell to someone else. So not only did you pay them, but you paid them to then sell your account to someone else. Which is a little bit of a bad thing. I've actually had accounts hacked in previous games before. My original RuneScape account was hacked, but I was a dumbass. Which, you know, as a 9-year-old kid, is not uncommon. Back in the good old days of RuneScape, Tutorial Island, none of the welfare stuff existed. But I mean, RuneScape welfare stuff doesn't really matter because full rune took like a couple hours to earn, and that was the best free-to-play stuff. And then if you really wanted an advantage, you could, as a non-free-to-play player, you'd go for Dragon, but even Dragon wasn't that expensive. Like a piece of Dragon gear. Usually, the weapons were pretty cheap. Armors were a bit more expensive. Of course, if you're willing to use the plate skirt instead of the legs, the plate legs, then you'd it was a lot cheaper. But most people were not willing to do that. Hey, RuneScape, that's where I learned about scams, why you should always make sure that you know market prices, not to trust people. It's a shame the Black Desert doesn't want to implement trading and let people experience that wonder for themselves, you know? Trust games, money doubling. It's always fun when you could scam the scammer. Like you, they'd say money doubling, so you'd give them some items, they'd give it back with a bunch of extra money. You do this a few times, then you'd stop right before they would stop. It was kind of like a game of chicken, really. Where both of you were trying to take each other's money or items. I didn't do it too often because I was never really that rich in RuneScape. I didn't have the patience to do stuff like flax more than like an hour or two a day. And combat grinding for money was usually pretty contested, so I ignored that a lot. Yeah, good old times, good times. Yeah, I had my account hacked because my username was the same as my password. Don't worry, guys, my username is not the same as my password anymore for anything. But, yeah, that was probably the stupidest way I've ever had my account hacked. Since then, I've gotten a lot better about using decently strong passwords. Ow. But yeah. Good times, good times. I do wish there was trading in Black Desert, I'll be honest. I feel an MMO should have trading. Like, it's... A lot of my friends, I'm sure I could probably get quite a few of them to play Black Desert if I was able to help them out. Right now, I can help them out by stomping people that want to mess with them, as long as they're not messing with someone at soft cap or above, and helping them grind, and that's about it. There's not much else I can do to help a friend that wants to get into the game. And it kind of sucks because a few of my friends have actually tried the game, but usually they quit fairly early on just because they kind of recognize just how much of an effort it's going to be, even to catch up to me. Like, as people comment occasionally, I am not that high up in Black Desert. I'm a mid-game player, really. I have a lot of knowledge about endgame, a lot of knowledge about PvP. I spent a lot of time in the arena dueling, but my gear could definitely use work. I do have a few extra billion silver I could probably pump into my gear and upgrade my gear score above 500 if I wanted to. But as I mentioned earlier, I hate enhancing, like, so much. It's honestly one of the biggest cancer things in the world to me. So I just kind of try to avoid it. And my friends, even catching up to me, they kind of look at it. If they were, like I said earlier, if you were starting with the Lahn today, your only real advantage is that Lahn is new, and in fact, it's not even an advantage, it's kind of a disadvantage, because everyone's buying Lahn items. So if you want to buy yourself like an upgraded Lahn Liberto or something, disregarding the fact that Liberto is usually a bad option to buy. Wish I had a few billion silver to try and bid on that Zarka. Everyone's bidding against you because everyone wants it. Which is a shame because, you know, Lahn is the new hotness. Of course, if you played another class, like if you didn't go for the Flavor of the Month Lahn or Flavor of the Day, then you'd actually be an advantage as people are... Like, I'm sure that Tet Zarka is probably someone rerolling off Maywar or Musa to reroll to Lahn. But even so, just... You can't give friends money. If they started today and played Lahn, I couldn't give them beginner items. I couldn't buy them a Rosar. Like, seriously, I can't even buy people like a Rosar item. If I want to give my friend a Rosar weapon, I don't really think that's going to affect anything. Like, they could implement like a tiny trade cap. Like, I don't know, something... You can trade items worth below 20 million silver once a day per account. Which would allow me to help my friends quite a bit. Like, 20 million silver is a lot to a newbie, even if it's less than an hour of grinding for me if I get decently lucky at a low tier place like Rogues. If I go somewhere higher, I can make way more money. If I'm lucky, of course. And if I had the gear and went to Histria, I could make even more money. So, like, 20 million silver, it's not a lot. It's not going to break the game if they let people trade, like, 20 million silver worth of items per day to another person. And it would really help out, I think, with kind of longevity, not longevity, That's the wrong word. It might help with longevity. But with, where is the LMB RMB? That's what I'm looking for. Here it is, blooming nether flower. With getting new players into the game, like if people could help their friends out, they'd be more inclined to play the game. Or more inclined to get friends to play the game. Like I don't recommend any of my friends play this game, honestly. Most of my friends probably don't even, if they don't have me on Discord, they probably don't even know that I play Black Desert. None of them know about my YouTube channel. Like the fact that I've got a YouTube channel. A few of my family members know about it because it comes up in conversation over like dinner or something. If they're in town visiting. And obviously my fiance knows about it. But none of my friends know about it. And like I don't suggest they play the game just because Black Desert is a beautiful game with amazing combat. And that's all it is. Unless you really want to be able to life skill all day, every day, and you don't mind the fact that Black Desert's life skilling is a very shallow system, which is another problem with no trading. Trading isn't just to provide power to friends and stuff. Trading also is like, trading helps guilds a lot because if you're in a guild, in most games with robust professions and combat systems. So you've got like blacksmithing, you've got alchemy, you've got gathering professions. Then you can have a few people specialize in a few different things. You'll have, for example, the guild will usually have 1 or 2 alchemists, they'll have an enchanter, they'll have a blacksmith or 2, have a bunch of miners and herbalists. And they'll provide herbs and stuff to the alchemists, or ores to the blacksmith, and in return the blacksmith will make gear for the guild. And it's a positive feedback loop. The guild helps each other, they make themselves feel stronger. It's a lot like if you've ever done a guild quest for like trading or something, and your entire guild's kind of working together to figure out who should go buy what, and who should go where. And your guild's all cooperating together. And it's a really nice thing to see. Especially at the beginning of like an expansion. Like, Black doesn't necessarily have expansions, but Dragon, for example, is going to bring a few new items. And if there was, for example, new herbs and new potions that could be made, then the guild could send out a bunch of people to gather. Maybe they'd have a few of the stronger players in the guild protect the gatherers and flag on other gatherers to allow them to get the items. And then the gatherers would get the items and give them the alchemists. And then the guild would, of course, pay you back in contribution. Like, it's really nice to be able to cooperate with your guild, and lack of trading, it hurts that. And it's a damn shame. Bless Online is also doing that, and I think, once again, it's a mistake. But there's a lot of people that like not having trading because, if I'm being honest, gold bots are so annoying. Oh my god. Like, everyone kind of trashes on developers for not being able to remove gold bots, but developers only have so much time to devote to fighting gold bots. They also have to develop, right? And the gold bots have all day to devote to getting around whatever systems they put in place, whatever chat filters. So it's really difficult for the developers to win. And I totally get that. It really sucks that the most common response these days is to remove trading. Like, removing trading seems to be we don't want Chinese and Vietnamese and Brazilian and Venezuelan gold farmers in our game. So no one gets to trade anything. And it's really the nuclear option, right? Like, it's we don't like this, so none of you get to do this. It's the few bad apples spoil the bunch. Personally, my favorite it's not quite as nuclear, but still a fairly severe option, is chat limits. You literally just limit the amount of people can talk in chat. Or at least in world, roleplay, server, all those chats. Because, I mean, currently, I don't know how many of you go into world or roleplay or server chat, but it is a cesspool. Oh my god. You know what? Why don't I start going counterclockwise? We'll go up here and we'll start going counterclockwise. I'm almost done here. Once I hit about 38, I want to say, I'll go to Chimeras. 38. Where's Marty's lab? No, it's not 42, 43. Yeah, so 38, I'll go to Chimeras. But yeah, it's not as effective, obviously, as no trading. Because no trading just makes the gold sellers be like, okay, well, we'll move on to the next game. But, kill them through the fence. But chat limits, they do help. And yeah, oh my god, role-playing, that place is a cesspool. World and server chat are not exactly all that much better, if I'm being honest. But the roleplay especially is terrible. Competing with all these other lawns is so annoying. Instead of doing man shows like I normally do, I might actually do like a root him outpost or something once I get there. Marty's lab's probably going to be pretty crowded as well. Maybe I should just go to Primal Giants? I don't know. It's hard to do your normal leveling rotation when there's so many other people, right? Like this is why players flag up all the time when you're in the rotation. When the rotation's only big enough for 1 or 2 players, and there's like, not even 1 or 2, 1 player. Rage absorb. Wait, did I read that right? Rage absorption. Rage absorption. Oh my god. Alright, so what is this buff for Lahn? All a plebe. That's not what I want. Let's just use the common. Rage Absorption. That's actually hilarious. Yeah. I don't know. Trading, I'd love to see it. I'd love to have it in Black Desert, but I think Pearl Abyss is kind of showed they don't care to ever implement it. Or at least make market caps go away, you know? Like, market caps... I don't get why Black Desert is simultaneously the most capitalist system, he who has the most money wins, and the most communist system. All items have the exact same prices. Everyone must pay the same price for the item. And then it also goes, at the same time, it's capitalist, because if you have enough money, you can ignore having to pay the same price as everyone else by pre-ordering. It's like this weird, like, they want to be capitalist, but they also want to be communist. And it's kind of funny, but it's also really sad, because I don't like it. I don't mind a communist system, it just don't let it be a capitalist system at the same time. Like, let everyone have strong gear, then, if they're all going to cost the damn same. And I'm just kind of spamming right click and murdering everything. Oops. And missing, apparently. I should probably put some levels into right click. Where is it? Blade Dance. Does this have a flow? No. Oh, but it does. Yeah, it does have Blade of Blood, though. Oh, that takes you really far back if you level it up. Oh, well. Alright, I'll stop talking about trading for now. Yeah. See, this is why Black Desert's not really a streamable game. There's only so much you can really do. Like, if I was streaming right now, I could probably interact with the stream or something. But I'm not the type of guy that would be like a meme stream. Like, I understand memes. I get them. Like, I meme myself. I'm not a memer. I wouldn't call myself a memer. That's, it's not what I do, you know? This is, die everything. Now that I got the accuracy, and I can just use this kind of one-shot technique. It's gotten much easier. This has some really nice range on it too. This is a bit more conal than her other skills, but it's not really a problem. It uses a bit of stamina too, if you use it while moving forward. Which I think you have to. It's forward R&B, I want to say. Oh no, it's just R&B. Huh. Over here, let's do that. Kill them all. It's just, it's a hard game to kind of watch because you do the same thing over and over. Like, fun as Lahn is, and fun as the PvP can be, when you get a decent fight, you have to do so much PvE content to get to PvP that it's actually kind of ridiculous. I really wish there was a PvP set. That would be really cool. Let us do like RBF or something to get a PvP set. And then that PvP set would have like increased damage to humans. They should also make Renown just not count in PvP. Like, Renown is kind of an answer to a problem that Pearl Abyss is going to be having soon. And that problem is, as Pearl Abyss tries to add more to the game, they're hamstrung by the fact that there is a sort of implicit promise with the player base. It's not actually a promise, they've never said anything about it. That they will not upgrade or enhance gear past pen. There will never be extra stuff past pen. The most they have is the Kron energy system, which lets you improve your gear that's already pen, but it's not enhancement, and it's 100% guaranteed to work too. So because of this, and because of how difficult they made pen, which also means they don't want to make pen easier, that might be the enhancement change. Because of this, introducing new, more challenging content is difficult, because with the amount of stuff going on in Black Desert, it's hard, and well, from what we've seen, it's hard for Pearl Abyss to make challenging PvE monsters that aren't just giant balls of stats. Like just giant balls of resisting everything and hitting you and then knocking you down and murdering you for a minute or two at a time. Thank you, Giffins. So they're having a problem introducing bigger balls of stats, like for the top tier players, because they can't. There's a limit to how much stats they can give something that is still doable by the cutting edge players that aren't, which can't get full pen because full pen is practically impossible. Like, I'm sure someone's going to point out, oh, there's people with like 1 or 2 items off full pen. Yeah, those are the supreme outliers, like literally the outliers among outliers. I'm almost ready to go to Chimeras, actually. So, getting yeah, so improving the difficulty and continuing to introduce new expansions that cater to top tier players, right? Because those are the ones you kind of want to entice. You want to entice new players with old content revamps, or with new content specifically designed for them. But to entice your players, your dedicated players, you need new content designed for them. A dedicated player is not going to be satisfied with a second version of Calpheon, where they one-shot all monsters like I'm doing right now, There's no challenge whatsoever, and all it is a bit of a new story, especially because Black Desert is not a game people play for the story. I have not met a single person in Black Desert that plays for the story, and I've probably met less than 5 that actually know the story. Like, seriously, the story in Black Desert, it's difficult to follow along. It's not a very good story either. And quite frankly, no one knows it because the quests suck, and there's a lot of it that is told in various class stories, and it's just generally bad situation. Right, let's go back to my horse. I'll also turn all this stuff into B-Pash. 37, wow. Too heavy. Am I over my weight limit? No, I'm not. It's just, it doesn't want to, it doesn't want to let me do it because I don't have enough weight limit. All right, how many can I exchange? Can I exchange 15? Where's my horse? Wish I could put some of this silver. Well, I've got a few storage maids actually. There you go, get some of that back to Caltheon. I don't really keep anything in my Caltheon storage. Alright, give me back my stuff. But yeah, so you want to entice the dedicated players with new cutting edge stuff that they can do, especially because every expansion you release, right, you're powering them up, you're giving them better items, and then they spend the entire time the expansion's happening trying to get even better items. It's like I'm currently playing a mobile game called King's Raid right now, right, as quite a few of you know, and in King's Raid, the current complaint that a lot of people have is that Vespa, the developer, is taking, which is also a Korean game actually, is taking too long to release content for high-level players. They've already got their teams full of powerful stuff. I'm not even going to bother selling most of this stuff. The sellest stuff I'll sell. Actually, a lot of that stuff's pretty sellable. Oh, I got a Crow Noble Sword. Nice. Wonder when I got that. Alright, where is it? Crow. Woohoo. I'm stronger now. 7.5 extra AP. Sell the old thing. The Militia Noble Sword. And older players, they don't have much to do, right? They log in, they do their dailies. Sometimes they don't even bother doing their dailies because what's the point, really? And then they'll log out. So you need to take care of new players. You need to give them stuff to do. You need to make sure that they can access older content and it's not too difficult for them because opportunities and events have been removed. But you also need to take care of your players that have been around since the beginning. You don't want to alienate, or that's probably not going to sell. I mean, I might as well try, but I'm not expecting anything. That's never going to sell. Well, I'll try to sell these, but I'm not going to put my hopes on it. Not even going to bother with that. That I'll just extract from a fucking blacksmith. Yeah, because your dedicated players are the ones that kind of keep the game going. They're the ones that you want to support. They're the ones that play and pay a lot of money. They're the ones that reroll when new classes come, like Lahn. Like these 460, 470 million pre-orders for Lahn Zarkas, they're not coming from Schlubby McScrub, who started 2 days ago and wants to know how to play Lahn. They're coming from people that have been playing for months or even years, who have amassed billions of silver, who already have Tri or Tet boss gear, and who want to try out the new class, and they want to try out it in style. They don't want to have to waste their time using a shitty Rosar or something, or waste their sharps on it. So making new content for them is required. And the Renown system is kind of a band-aid for that, because they don't want to introduce pen, anything above pen. They don't want to introduce plus 21 to plus 25. They don't want to make pen easier to improve the overall power level of the player base. Like, reigning enhancements is not improving the overall power level of the player base, except for possibly duo accessory drops. And even that, a duo accessory is not going to improve your power level for higher tier players. It's just going to give them a much easier chance of success when it comes to trying to enhance, because they can start at a duo instead of having to start at plus 0. But yeah, like all their things recently, except for Renown, are them trying to make new players come join the game. But they're also ignoring the fact that a lot of older players are kind of pissed off at them, because they're making massive sweeping changes. They don't have any they don't have a test server. Like, Japan had to lobby for a test server. And Japan finally has a test server, but none of the other servers do. So yeah, it's the older players are kind of annoyed at them, which isn't really the situation you want to be in as a game developer. You don't want your existing players to go away. Like, if an existing player is not going to spend any more money, and they're not important to their guild or anything, generally you don't care as much. But you also don't want all these players leaving, because free-to-play players are actually really important in a game's ecosystem. Free-to-play players usually make up the majority of the game. And free-to-play players are what paying players, a lot of them pay to be better than, right? Like, a lot of players, yes, they pay for convenience because, well, Black Desert's been designed so that a lot of the stuff that should be in the game isn't, and you've got to pay for it. But it's also, you pay to get ahead, right? Like, Artisan's Memories, you're not paying with Artisan's Memories because of convenience. I mean, you're paying for the convenience of not having to go out and get a ton of extra silver and memory fragments. But you're paying for Artisan's Memories so you can get stronger. Oops, just die, you stupid Sonal. And so that you can get stronger than other players, because Black Desert is, in the end, a PvP game. And Renown it's the band-aid for that. It's they want to keep their paying players. They're trying to find a way to make the free players more powerful, because free players are not exactly happy either. Don't really want to go through there. There's actually a pretty easy way, actually, up here. Doesn't rely on being Lahn either. Any class can do it. You go all the way to the left of the plateau. Yeah, you don't need to do that, don't worry. And right here, where there's kind of a break, you can climb up. And this lets you skip the entire, all of that. You don't need to do that, any of that annoying stuff at all. Of course, not very useful unless you've got like a quest to talk to whatever the dude is up here. But it is, for anyone that wants to come up here, that is the easy way to kind of make it up here. Unfortunately, there's nothing here. So we'll just leave. Can I leave on this one? No, I think it's this one over here. Oh well. But yeah, they need to improve player power so that they can, without improving gear score, so that they can introduce more powerful enemies. Like, the Dragon is supposed to be really powerful. Like, if anyone has looked at the stuff that I put out on Dragon, or Drag, I don't know how to say it. The power level of Dragon is actually supposed to be pretty high. But most players, as a result, won't be able to do it. In fact, most players, I would say 95, 99% of the game, will not be able to do Dragon. And as a game developer, that's not necessarily what you want. When you put a lot of effort into something, it's not what you want. Like games such as MapleStory, where designing a level could not be simpler. Designing new enemies is super easy. And they don't need to worry too much about stuff like that. They don't care too much about level design. Designing something really, really beautiful like Dragon, though, takes a lot more work. And as a result, they do want players to play it. So the renown score is kind of a way to increase the power level of current players up to a point that they can do new content such as that. Unfortunately, all right, I'm just going to leave the Chimeras because Chimeras are clearly overcrowded. 41. I'm going to go to Sonos, actually. That's decently close. Lawn's reached 35. Hasn't my lawn reached 40? Is 40 not one of the things for the lawn achievement? Oh no, it's 45 and 55. Okay. Let's see, I get a plus. Really? Just a plus 15 advice of Alex for 45? I was expecting at least like a plus 25. And the double Lauren family gift box, which is probably gonna be like a Cron stone and a Ben Cho's necklace or something. High quality droughts. At least they give me 20 million silver, you know? But yeah, Renown, I feel it should be PvE only. It's being introduced to address a deficiency for PvE, and it shouldn't be something in PvP. Or if it is, if you want it for PvP, flip it around. PvP's problem isn't that, well, I guess it is. PvP's problem is that players have gotten too powerful, and newer players or more casual players can't do anything against them, like, at all. And the renown system just makes that worse. Flip the renown system on its head, have all the big bonuses be lower early on, and then small bonuses later on, and sort of dilute the stats that Tet and Pens give players, so they're still valuable, but nowhere near as valuable as they currently are. And then a lot more players can participate in PvP, and the game starts to thrive a bit more. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end this one right here, as we're coming in on 2 hours of talking. So far, Lawn's pretty fun. Long cooldowns, but really cool animations, and yeah, I'm going to keep playing her, get her to 55, 56, see how it goes. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and have a good one.